Before I get started with this commentary, let me give a shout out to Craig J for sending this story to me, and it is coming out of Florida, where you have this thing called Operation March Sadness 2. And when he first tagged me in this post, I'm thinking to myself, didn't I talk about this already? And then it said March Sadness 2. So this is a follow-up to obviously one that was called Operation March Sadness. It had to be. And the reason why it sounded so familiar is because I think I do remember talking about a story just like this coming out of the same place, and it kind of has the same narrative, but this time it's another crop of individuals. Now, what you see right here is everyone that was captured inside of that Operation March Sadness 2 sting. Now, if you look, they have it broken up. In this square, you have it where all of these individuals were seeking a prostitute. Right here, you have this woman who was charged with human trafficking. And these four lowlives down here, well, they're all lowlives, by the way, are child sexual predators. So they broke them up based on their categories of wherever they fit. It is absolutely insane. And get this, all of these people were former Disney employees. I say former now because at the time they were still working there, but now, of course, they're former because clearly they got fired. The dark side of Disney, I guess. But let's go ahead and get into it. This article was posted March 17, 2022 on CBSnews.com. Authorities have arrested 108 people, including alleged child sexual predators and those seeking prostitutes, in a 6-day undercover human trafficking operation in Florida. That was quick. They said 6-day, not 6 weeks, not 6 months, but 6 days. They didn't waste no time, which I'm glad they didn't, because sometimes these sting operations can last a long time to build up an investigation. Among those taken into custody were 4 Disney employees and a retired judge. Okay, so all of these individuals didn't work for Disney. Let me correct myself, but 4 of them did. But they're leading with Disney because, it's in Florida, Disney World. It brings more traction to the story. And then they said it was a judge. So that brings even more attention to the story. The arrest of a human trafficker and 4 child predators, who were those 5 people on the far right side, alone makes this whole operation worthwhile, Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd said Wednesday. Where there's a prostitution, there is exploitation, disease, dysfunction, and broken families. During their operation, which they called Operation March Sadness 2, detectives found prostitutes who had posted online advertisements through various websites and social media platforms to identify people who were seeking them out. They also identified adults who they thought were inappropriately communicating with children. Undercover detectives then communicated online with these suspects before meeting them at a location and arresting them. Members of anti-trafficking organizations also responded, speaking with prostitutes and offering them services and counseling, the sheriff's office said. Officials identified 4 Disney employees as among those arrested. Xavier Jackson, age 27, worked as a lifeguard at the Polynesian Resort for Walt Disney. Judd said Jackson sent inappropriate photos of himself and messages to an undercover detective who pretended to be a 14-year-old girl. He was charged with 3 counts of transmitting harmful material to a minor and 1 count of unlawful communication. And so this is the thing about these individuals who are so sick like this. When are they going to understand and realize that they have these sting operations going on, and you can get caught up at any moment thinking that you're talking to a child when you're really talking to an adult? It's like, do any of these people, or have any of these people watched one episode of To Catch a Predator? I know the show has been off for some years now, but come on, it's basically the same exact thing. It's just that it's not televised, for more so for our entertainment, but also to put people on blast. But wait a minute, let me pause this right quick because I think that there's more to this picture than what I'm looking at right now. All right, sorry if the pictures is kind of smaller this time, but they had to condense it. But this is an extension. So we already see the seeking a prostitute and the charge with human trafficking and child sexual predators. But now they have this third one right here on the far right where it says offer to commit prostitution. So I think this is everybody right here. All right, so let me go ahead and go back into finishing off this story. We protected some little girl someplace that was groomed or potentially groomed by these evil, deviant criminals. Thugs, that's all they are. Judge said about the 4 suspects at a press conference, they are dangerous people. The 3 others who were allegedly attempting to solicit a prostitute were identified by Judd as Wilkerson Fidel, age 24, who worked at the Cosmic Restaurant at Walt Disney World's Tomorrowland for 4 years. Shubham Malave, Malave, age 27, who is on a visa citizenship from India and worked as a software developer for Disney, and Ralph Leese, age 45, who spent nearly 4 years working in IT for Disney. Look at all these people in the jobs they had. Good paying jobs, and this is what they were doing on the side. I wish I would mess my bag up to be a creep. He's married, Judd said about Leese, so I'm sure Disney's not pleased. I bet his wife is not pleased, but we're pleased that we arrested him. Was married, because I'm sure his wife, if she has any strong mental capacity, that she would divorce him and get him for everything that she possibly can. In a statement to CBS News, Disney confirmed that Leese, Fidel, and Jackson have been placed on unpaid leave. They need to be fired. Like, why would you even want to bring that back to your place of business? It added that Malave is not an employee of the company. Authorities also arrested a man who worked at a local family amusement park in Orlando called the Fun Spot and a former Florida judge. Both were allegedly seeking prostitute. Judge said Daniel Peters, age 66, told detectives that he used to be a judge in the Cook County 4th Sub-Circuit Court and a special assistant for legal affairs in the Office of Professional Regulations at the Cook County Sheriff's Office in Illinois. He was charged with soliciting a prostitute. And I'm glad they mentioned about the judge, because we know how, like, a lot of these cases where they have judges allow these pervs and creeps to walk. I bet you if you look through some of the cases he's had come before him in his courtroom, he's probably let some of them walk too. That's why I've always said, and we've always said, that when it comes to these judges and the ruling that they give to these child predators and these deviants, we need to look into their background and see what they got going on, because I bet you a lot of their ideology lines up exactly with the people that they allow to walk. They probably have something on them that is lining up the same exact way as the pervs and creeps and freaks to walk back out on the street and let them get away with just about anything. He requested an attorney. Judd said, "Well, Judge, you need an attorney. You've got problems." Judd warned that his office will continue to arrest those who violate the law. What amazes me is we could do another operation starting next week and fill this board up again. And be sure of one thing. These chiefs and I will do just that. We'll be back, and if you'll violate the law, we're going to take you to jail, and that's a guarantee. Yeah. So what you're seeing in this picture are a bunch of pervs, creeps, freaks, and whatever other negative connotation that lines up with this that you could apply. Every last one of them. There is not one innocent person in this picture. What I find interesting, though, is that the one lonely person that's charged with human trafficking happens to be a woman. Because, you know, when it comes to the human trafficking, they always try to link that to that of a man. I said, don't sleep on when a woman is involved with that. And the thing is, she could slip right through the crack because she is a woman. So, yeah, every last one of them gets exactly what they're going to deserve. But I have a feeling these 5 right here are going to get hit the hardest. There's a reason why they have them right there in the center. But they're probably going to get hit the hardest. I don't know what she's going to get, but she should definitely probably get the harshest of them all. They definitely going to get hit hard for sure. And as you can see, it's a very diverse group. You got PC, you got black. You even have an Indian in there. You got some Hispanics. You got like a whole rainbow coalition of creep factor all mixed up in here. You got men and women. You have various different careers all floating through here. So this is not discriminatory whatsoever. But one thing we can say for certain is that every last one of these individuals should all definitely be in a cell somewhere, preferably with someone who is not fond of people messing with children. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you are new. Make sure you go ahead and hit that bell to be notified every time I upload a new video or go live.